Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram, Om Namah Shivaya. Welcome to ACS2 Euron channel, and today's video is about such a planet to whom no astrologer, no person can understand it very easily. This is a planet who can put a googly on a pitch of life. Yes, Ketu. You can't understand what Ketu is going to do. So we are making this video Ketu in all 12 houses. Just open your birth chart and see what Ketu is doing for you. Let's welcome Akashji with his research from Vedic. Akashji, namaskar.
Thank you so much, Rohitji. For all the viewers and listeners who are watching this or hearing this, um, thank you for subscribing and tuning into this channel, which is your channel for the service of humanity. Today, we are going to talk about Ketu in the 12 houses, in your natal placement of Ketu in your 12 houses. And these are more or less the effect you will get of Ketu depending on how Ketu is placed and what aspects does Ketu have in your um, or what aspect does Ketu receive in your chart or placement or conjunction. Okay, this is very generic, so there are many people who comment why I am saying like this, why not, but this is generic, so this is according to just Ketu placement without any aspects or conjunctions. So we'll start with Aries or the first house, not Aries, sorry. The first house of Ketu. Now, here in the first house, Ketu makes someone very dynamic. Remember one very simple rule of Ketu. Ketu is the planet who owns two nakshatras, that is Magha and Mula. And these nakshatras can, uh, it owns Bharani also and many other nakshatras also. But the main thing is that Magha and Mula nakshatra have been considered very auspicious nakshatra, and such people born under Magha Mula nakshatra or Ketu being in Magha Mula nakshatra for them, or planet like Venus being in Magha Mula nakshatra can make someone multi-millionaire or billionaire. So Ketu is on one hand a planet of detachment, but on the other hand, the nakshatras of Ketu can make you a very wealthy person. Here, when the Ketu is in the first house, such people are very dynamic. These people like to travel a lot. Now, this is the case when Ketu is well aspected. If Ketu is well aspected, then it makes the native hardworking and blessed. Now, by chance, if it is afflicted, for example, it is sitting with Sun or Sun and Moon are in the seventh house and aspecting Ketu here. Now, such people, their stamina or health may suffer. They would also turn very greedy and unethical, self-centered person. Can cause physical injury because Ketu is the planet of injury, and Ketu is also the planet of medicine. So such people who have Ketu in the first house have some kind of medicine which they start at a very early age and they have to continue all their life. And that is the only reason which Ketu can also give resistance to medicine. So, for example, someone who has a cold or cough will take an antibiotic that is 200 milligram and feel bad, feel good. And for you, Ketu in the first house, if it is afflicted, you will take a medicine that is 800 milligram, but still you will feel very less cured from the medicine. So even if in transit the Ketu is coming here, even if Ketu is here in terms of what you say your birth placement, still you will have such kind of effect on your life. If that is the case, make sure that you do comment below and let us know that if this is how it is placed. Secondly, one more thing: whenever Ketu is in the first house, Rahu is in the seventh house. Rohit. Now, Rahu being in the seventh house, what does this mean? That Rahu here can also cause trouble. That means such people do not have a very good marital life or very good relationship with their people. It depends on the sign which Rahu is in and the conjunction and the aspect. If by chance Jupiter and Ketu are sitting in the first house and aspecting Rahu, then everything will be in control. But for example, if Sun and Ketu are sitting, then it is disaster. So it completely depends, Luigi, on uh, the placement and on the conjunctions received by them. For that, a detailed chart analysis is required. But those who are watching the video, please make sure that you subscribe to, because I'm going to be doing a series on all the planets. Now, Rahu is done. Now, Ketu is here. Then comes Venus, Sun, Saturn, Moon, Mars, Mercury, everything. So we're going to cover everything depending on your houses, so that you do not need to go to anyone and can make your own and look at your own chart and interpret what kind of results you will get. But in case there is some big decision making, then you should consult an astrologer, because investing thousands and millions of rupees, before that, if you spend a little bit of money to the astrologer whom you trust, there are many local astrologers in your area, in your village, in your area, who will be in the local temple. You can go and ask them about the panchang and the timing of events, what and when should be done. Ruchi, moving on to the second house, of well aspected Ketu would confer knowledge and information, because Ketu is a very auspicious planet when it comes to the second house, third house, sixth house, eighth house, 11th house, 10th house, and 12th house. So it gives very good results in many houses. But here again, everything depends on the placement of Ketu. These people can be over expressive in speech. Now, they will be over expressive, but either very good way, either very bad way. Like some people will utter only nonsense, some people will utter only wisdom. So it completely depends on what kind of aspect Ketu is getting, or what kind of placement Ketu is in. If it is afflicted by chance, then it will bring learning disabilities. We have people who say that, oh, he is 4-year-old now, he cannot speak. Oh, he is this age and there is problem in this in speech, or there is speech delay or problem in understanding and learning. So that is what Ketu is responsible for. There are other factors as well, but Ketu is also responsible for this. There may be some separation from the family. Second house is the house of family, of your speech, and of money. Okay. Now here, money completely depends on the nakshatra of Ketu. If moon by chance is placed in the nakshatra of Ketu um, in this chart, and Ketu is in the second house in the nakshatra of moon, for example, in Rohini nakshatra, such people will become billionaire, and that depends on the time coming of Ketu and Sun, Moon Mahadasha, or Moon and Ketu Mahadasha. So this is what we need to remember. Because second house is the house of family and Ketu is a detachment planet. So Ketu is a planet. Why it is detachment planet is very important, because when Ketu's head was cut off, Ketu realized at that moment the brain did not, the heart realized that no, this is wrong and I need to end my life. But since the Amrit, um, the nectar of immortality was inside Ketu, it couldn't happen, and he had to now suffer for his eternal life. After doing a lot of penance, he became a planet, and then after that, he was given the um, role by Lord Vishnu of spirituality. That whichever house you will sit in, you will bring people to that kind of spirituality and do detachment of material things. So here, Ketu in the second house is not very favorable in terms of family. You have to struggle with to have a lot of good terms with them. People will, if you have second house Ketu and it is afflicted, you will also say a lot of false things. That means you can be a con man or you can be a cheater also. So it depends on how Ketu is placed, how well it is placed, and with what kind of planet it is placed. It is also important to know that there is activation of planets. Now, this is very important. So planet is sitting there. We are not touching it. There is no dasha and antardasha. But how do we take the best out of it? That is through activation of the planets, and that can happen only when we do certain kind of remedies. There can be mantras, as well as there can be little bit of small remedies which can instantly enhance the the effect of Ketu in your chart. For those who are watching this for the first time, do subscribe so that you become a part of the family member. We are going to do a lot of series on videos on what and how your natal planet placements can give you results. So do join us for that. Moving on to the third house now. So third house is the house of your courage, your personal interest, courage, your neighbors, your siblings, and many things. It's not only this, many things. Here, if a well-respected native, if you have a very well-respected Ketu. So, for example, Ketu is here and it is in conjunction with Venus or with Mercury. Now this is the time you will be excellent, famous, affluent, successful. You can also spiritually you can get fame. Like such people may also become extremely spiritual or extremely nastic, depend on the Ketu's placement. Here, you will participate in a lot of religious activities. And those who have Ketu in the third house, do comment below and let us know that is it true that you are a very spiritual person and you want to participate into religious activities? You go to all these places where there is Mata ki Chowki, there is bhajan, you go to the church, to the mosque and to the gurudwara, let me know here in the comments below. You will also, but see, again Ketu asks for detachment. So in the third house, it is the house of siblings, so there will be some litigation, there can be some litigation in terms of siblings and in terms of some property matters with siblings. You can also be very rude to your colleagues, so you have to be careful, because somehow spirituality is at a very different level, but being a real good human being is at your own descent. Now, you also extremely spiritual and God fearing person. Here, another thing which is very important to know, that third house is the house of siblings. So you can be either the youngest of your sibling or the eldest of your sibling. Now, if such placement also occurs in your chart, or if I am wrong here, or you are the middle person, please tell me about your placement and the aspect that Ketu is receiving, so that I can get it for my research, and so the book can be published with lot of a lot of real life research. Because after a point of time, what has happened after KN Rao sir, so he is now very old, 92 years old, he cannot do a lot of research. But what has happened, Rohitji, that over a period of time, people are just picking up like a book, and they're telling that, oh, this is what is written in the book, but they're not doing new research, because there are so many things that can come out of, like, I am making a database of 1000 2000 kundlis, and then I'm going to do research, talk to everyone, write down their ideas, and see what kind of result a Ketu in the 12 in the third house for 50 natives is giving, so that we get some data, right, that this is the kind of thing happened, because Ketu was getting this aspect, Ketu was getting that aspect. Okay, so here, those who are new for the channel, please subscribe, and those who have already subscribed, please comment and share your feedback about Ketu in the third house. If you know someone with Ketu in the third house, or if you have Ketu in the third house, how is Ketu acting for you? Now, Ketu in the fourth house, Rohit. Fourth house is the house of your mother, your inner peace, your domestic peace and happiness, your luxuries, everything. Now, here the relationship with your motherland, the relationship with your home country will be little bit disturbed. That means you will be traveling abroad. Such people, we say fourth house is affected. Now you will travel abroad. Such people mostly travel abroad. The relationship and the health of mother may not be very good, because Ketu is a planet which will ask for detachment. Even if it is mother, father, anyone, Ketu says no, we have to detach from them. And for that, some people, unfortunately, with Ketu in such placement and afflicted by sun or moon, might lose their mother or father at a young age, because if it is afflicted by sun, the father will be in trouble. If the afflicted by moon, the mother will be in trouble. So if that is the case, do comment below and let us know, so that we can get this again as a part of our research. Keeping in the mind, stable and peace is his priority. Now, such people want to stay in peace, so they are almost isolated. They stay in distant places where no one can approach them, and they also ensure that family and yeah, you should also ensure that family and property matters do not go out of hand. Such people are completely disconnected with their home. They will say, whatever happens in my home country, I don't even care. But that property can turn to be a very big, um, what you say, a big gain for you. But such people say, now another problem with such people is that because of the inner peace, they're so detached to themselves that they want to take celibacy. They said, we do not want to get married, we do not want to have sexual intercourse, we do not want to produce kids. And such people also can leave their comforts behind and go into completely different zone, that is taking sannyasa, that is taking complete sannyasa, that is no relationship with the outer world, just living with their own self, no material gains, nothing. So there can be, this can be possible. If you have Ketu placement here, and if you feel that some of the predictions resonate with you, please do comment below, so that it is very important for us and for me to make sure that your personal experiences can be given out in the book which I am trying to write. And yeah, so if you have Ketu in the fourth house, this is for you. And there can be many millions of other predictions that can be done for Ketu in fourth house, but completely depends on your individual chart. Every individual chart is a masterpiece in itself. So if you have Ketu here, do subscribe, and do let us know, because we will be making more videos on other planets in your natal places. So the fifth house now, Ketu, fifth house is the house of education, again creativity, long your money. Money is very important here. Fifth house. Remember, second house and fifth house are the pakka houses of money. Don't consider 11th house. 11th house is the house of instant gains. That means if there is alignment of second, fifth, and 11th, you turn and get instant gain, like crazy gain. So remember, but fifth house is always the house of the kind of destiny you have got from your Purva Punya for earning money. Now here, fifth house is the house of education, and Ketu is completely associated with occult knowledge, serious research, occult knowledge. So such people go into a lot of PhDs and all such kind of activities where they want to do higher education, and for that they leave their basic education. So, for example, suddenly you are doing an engineering, and on the third year you say, "Oh, I don't want to do engineering." You are supposed to complete your engineering, but you say, "No, I want to take a break. I do not like this. I will go into some spiritual zone or some kind of another learning." Which helps the universe in some way. So, Rohitji, very important. Ketu in the fifth house, 99% of people who have this placement will have education or break in their education. If that is the case, do write below so that we can also put it in the research book. Also, on the another thing, Ketu is a dark planet. It is a demon. Always remember, Ketu is not a benefic planet. It is a malefic planet. Rahu is not a benefic planet. It's a malefic planet. And why it is not benefic? Because earlier in the days of Rishi Munis, where Parashara ji, Gemini ji, Varahamir ji, they wrote the what you say, they wrote the research that time. Have someone having a lot of money was a evil person, because someone cannot have a lot of money. Someone having a lot of knowledge was a good person. That's why anyone who has a lot of money due to Rahu's placement was called Rahu was called a malefic planet, because such people went into material world and exploited the world. Now what has happened? Rahu has become suddenly benefic, because Rahu is giving extreme money for you. And here in the Rahu in the axis is sitting in the 11th house, Rohit, and such people will get extreme wealth in their life. Now here, because Ketu is the planet of spirituality and occult, Ketu is the planet that can also you can also expect performance of black magic here, or magic, or some kind of supernatural magic. Guruji, now here this is an association with the Kamakhya temple. Look at Ma Kamakhya. Her body, the below the stomach body part is in Kamakhya Devi, and there lot of black magic and occult practices are done. Just consider this associated with Ketu. Ketu is also the second part of the body. It is not the first part of the body. So so understand that these two things are connected, and Ketu and Ma Kamakhya both are significant of places with occult signs. So some people say, right, this is doing black magic on me, this is doing that. Look at Ketu of that person. That Ketu of that person might be in the occult houses, either the fifth house or the eighth house. Okay, Rohitji. Now here, because Ketu is a planet of detachment, it does not want to expand or grow. That's why there can be miscarriages or delay in childbirth. But if such people also have a very good aspect of Jupiter on Ketu, such people have a very divine spiritual daughter born to them as the first one. If that is the case, please write below so that we know that yes, it is, the research is true that such people will have daughters and more daughters. Upon affliction, Ketu can bring brain injury. Fifth house is the house of brain, of your intelligence, of your creativity, of your wisdom. Now, if Ketu is afflicted here by Saturn or by Mars, such people can get an accident and their brain can be injured, or their skull can have a break, skull can be broken, or such kind of thing. And if you say, yeah, he's gone into coma now, the placement of Ketu is very much um, involved in any such kind of medical situations. Those who are watching it for the first time, do subscribe. Those who are watching it regularly, please share your feedback about Ketu is in which house of yours and what kind of results you are getting. Now for the sixth house, Ruiji, sixth house is a Dushtana, 3, 6, 8, and 12. Here, remember that third house, we have to, so sixth house we have to remember. Third house is not a Dushtana, it's Upchaya house, but yes, sixth house is Dushtana. Now here, Ketu is not a very good planet here. Ketu here can cause accident and can be injury prone. Such people can get accidents, also operations. Okay, medicine is a very important part of their life because it is a house of health. So such people are on medications all the time. Now, this is a very good placement in another way in terms of enemies. There will be a lot of enemies, and if lot of enemies, Rohitji, that means lot of success. Enemies, more success. So here, that is why they will rise above everything after having a lot of enemies through their hard work. Now, that is why in the end, if you see, if a beneficial create you a lawyer or a minister, Such people have obstacles every minute in their life, ministers or lawyers. They are completely. That is why if Ketu is placed here and Rahu is placed in the 12th house, you become a minister or a lawyer. Now, those people who are lawyer and have Ketu placement in this house, do comment below so that we can also put it in the profession, what you say, profession kind of research that yes, such people can also become lawyer. Now, if Ketu is very bad in Janam Kundli, the native might indulge into crimes. Now, as far as law is concerned, you will also be under the law. That means you can also go to jail because Rahu is in the 12th house. So you have to remember that placement of Ketu more than Rahu. Rahu is placed here very good. Ruji, now this is completely different in case of Navamsha. If in Navamsha such position is there, which will do a different series, such people prosper a lot. Prosper a lot. If they by chance have Ketu in the sixth house, such people will prosper extremely after marriage. Because he's a 12th house from marriage. That means you will become extremely spiritual. But and Rahu is in the sixth house. If by chance in Navamsha, such people will extremely do well in terms of material wealth, in terms of spending money, earning money, and spending money. Spending money is also an art, Rohit. Everyone does not have the fortune to spend money. Some people only give gathering money; they do not spend it. So this is my analysis for Ketu in the sixth house. And after my research, if you feel that there are some few more points you want to add, please write below so that it will be very extremely beneficial for me to write it in the research book, so that generations coming from now will have a lot of access to it. Which in the seventh house now, seventh house is the house of partnerships, relationships, your house in your foreign country, your better half, your business partners, and everything. Now there will be there will be hurdles expected along the way of regarding marriage and partnerships, because Ketu does not want you to be in a partnership. It wants you to be away from all this kind of stuff and be alone. This partner of the native may not be an able communicator and would also keep secrets from you. So your partner will be problematic. And whenever Ketu is in the seventh of such people then term into divorce. Okay. Marital life will be botheration due to some health affliction of the part of native. So that means your wife or your husband may not be sexually very active, because Ketu here brings completely impotency to the native. And frequent conflicts, separations, and two marriages can be expected from this native. More than two marriages also, depending on Ketu. Now here, the first marriage will always be a disaster or will be a trouble. Don't take this very literally, because somehow the placement of Ketu here, if it is placed in a very good placement with Jupiter, aspect of Jupiter, or with a benefic planet like Mercury, such people will rise after marriage as well. So completely depends on your individual birth chart, how Ketu and what kind of Ketu is placed with what kind of aspects and conjunction, and what sign it is placed in, exalted, debilitated, it is in any kind of enemy sign or no, then only we'll be able to interpret more. But overall, seventh house is the house where Ketu does not give very good results in terms of relationships. Those people who are also watching this for the first time, do comment below and give your experience about Ketu in the seventh house. Do you have Ketu in the seventh house? And have you been divorced? Have there been problem in relationships? Have you been married but not satisfied in your marriage and now cannot come out of it because somehow the placement of planets are also responsible for it? If the other partner has a planet which is not letting this relationship break, then also there is a issue. So do comment below and let us know. Those who are watching this for the first time, please subscribe and do let us know if you need any more kind of research-based videos. Then I am very happy to do it. Eighth house. Now, Rohitji, here, very important house, eighth house. Again, a Dushtana house. The native will face obstacles in financial matters, ill luck and unhappiness, but he may be lucky in the occult side. Now, such people go into a lot of spiritual realm, spiritual zone, research nowadays, which is called. They may be competent astrologers. Such people can become everyone who has Ketu in the eighth house and by chance in Navamsha in the eighth house. Do not even think about two times about taking astrology as your profession or as your hobby. It is 100% very good that you will be a very good. You are already learned of shastras. That means you already have inheritance. You just have to invoke them. Remember Hanumanji? Hanumanji was born with so much powers, but he did not knew until Jambat ji told him that you have so many powers, Hanumanji. Why are you Then he became big and he became, oh, I can take Vikrat Roop, I can take this because he's Ashta Siddhi Nau Nidhi Ke Data. Already during his, it is said that during he was conceived, that only time he did lot of tapasya, and in while the time he was born, he became Ashta Siddhi Nau Nidhi Ke Data. So now such people have little bit siddhis also with them. Such people have vak siddhi. That means such people, if they say, if the Rahu is the Ketu is in the second house or eighth house, such people have some kind of thing with their saying. Whatever they say may come true. So make sure you do not wish bad about other people. Now here, because Ketu is not placed in a very good way and it is a Mrityu Sthana or called the death house, here the native would be injured from weapons, animals, etc. Now, earlier weapons where you were in a war, and now weapons can be your any kind of surgical items, like any kind of surgeries. Such people with Ketu here in this placement also become very good doctors. But reptiles, you have to be careful. Suddenly, out of some place, the reptile will come and bite you, or some animal or sting, bee sting can happen to you many times. Okay, may have to be operated on by surgeon for some ailment, addiction, and does not receive inheritance of wealth but inheritance knowledge. Understand, that is why you face a little bit problem here in terms of financial matters. Same way, if Ketu goes in the second house, Rahu comes in the eighth house, you will earn a lot of what you say wealth. Rohitji, I have a Rahu in the eighth house with Jupiter and in the sign of Pisces. And I'm very sure that I will earn some kind of inheritance even if I don't own that. I don't know who will give it to me. Maybe some of my family member will give inheritance to me. But yes, I will own that because it is clear that Rahu Dasha is coming. So maybe, for the temple which I want to create, someone will say, okay, Akash, take this land and make here. So that I can shift there completely and go away from this material world, everything, and stay there all my life. But you will inherit a lot of knowledge, so just you have to invoke the knowledge to make sure that your Ketu is activated. And those people who have Ketu here also need to understand that piles can be a problem. That is problem in your anal area, because the eighth house is rules the anal area. So if you have such kind of problems, do write below and let us know your research, that what you have researched on Ketu in your eighth house, so that we can give more and more what you say um, uh, more and more accurate videos in the future, and the book which I'm writing will be more and more accurate. Those who are watching it for the first time, please subscribe and let us know if more topics you need for the videos. So I'll be very happy to research and make videos for you. Ninth house. Now Ketu, this is the now Rohit ji. I have told you Ketu now 3 times. Now koi Ketu ji. Ketu ji. Now
One
Rohit
time
ji
you
here.
said Rahu ji.
Yeah, last time I told you Rahu ji. Now I'm telling you Ketu ji.
Now I become
Whew,
complete. Because no Rahu and
complete.
Ketu one. Now I become complete.
So Rohitji, ninth house Ketu. Here you have to be make sure that such people will travel, irrespective to what they are. They will travel to pilgrimage centers to evolve themselves spiritually. These placements will damage the father, and the father can also die at a very early age. There will be no coordination relation with father, because Ketu is again the planet of detachment. It is sitting in the ninth house of detachment of father and detachment from this material world and completely indulge into spirituality. Higher studies will be affected and drop out. I told you, fifth house also there will be dropouts. Ninth house higher studies also drop out. But such people will be blessed in terms of one thing, that is money. And that is very evident because Ketu in the ninth house will make sure it takes you away from all of this, but automatically you will get money in some form that, how do I explain? That you don't even require that kind of money. For example, now just let's take Osho as an example, right? His eighth house is completely crowded. He never needed money. Money came to him. He did not say no to it. He had luxury. He had 365 Rolls Royces. He said one for each day. No, he had 200 Rolls Royces. He said, I want 365, one for each day. He said, if anyone is giving me anything, I am not getting anything. People are giving it to me. So I am just using it. So remember, such people will have extreme kind of money, but using the money in the right way or spiritual zone is what is required so that it multiplies for you in this Kali Yuga. Such people can become sportsmen, or such people can get extreme money from sports. Just open Kohli's Kundli and see right now what his Rahu and Ketu placement are. So yes, Ruiji, this is how Ketu in the ninth. Now again also depends, Ruiji, on the aspect, right? What kind of aspect Ketu is receiving? Is Ketu receiving good aspect? What kind of results it will give you? So many things are to be considered. But those who have Ketu here, do comment below and let us know your experience of Ketu in the ninth house, and also do subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to provide you such kind of videos. And from your ideas, if you know, want to know some video, want to me to produce some video for you, please let me. Ketu in the 10th house, Virgin. Now, Ketu in the 10th house is very good, extremely good, because Rahu comes in the 4th house of inner peace. And Rahu, wherever it sits, it wants to be comfortable there. It will give you some problem related to that place, but yes, it wants to be comfortable and be materialistic. So such people have lot of properties. Such people have lot of Ketu in the 10th house. Such people achieve fame and grandeur. They gain power, position, social standing, and wealth. They would be famous for their knowledge. Such people are very good mentors. Such people come and give you a lot of gyan. Such people are motivational speakers, gifted with strength and resilience. But on the other hand, the only drawback of Ketu in the 10th house is that such people are very joyless. They are completely isolated. They do not have friends. It is also said, Rohitji, one very good learning which I learned is that there is no friends at a higher level. That means as soon as you turn into CXOs and these kind of levels, you are very lonely. You are alone. So this is another thing that comes to the life, that there are no friends at greatness. And once you are great, you are only your own friend. So such people also wants to read a lot of books, be very updated in the society, and it's a good placement for Ketu in the 10th and the 11th. Both the places are very good for Ketu, because only Ketu has the power to give you extreme wealth. Only Ketu. And you know why it gives? So that you can just feel that this wealth is of no use. And I want to get into spirituality. Yesterday, I was reading Bill Gates' LinkedIn post. He was in India and he was doing silently, which no one knows that he's in India. But he's in India and doing some kind of charity work. He's very much involved on the ground and he does a lot of charity. Go on LinkedIn and see Bill Gates. He was in India and he was doing some charity work. So this is the kind of thing Ketu gets you to do. Ketu wants you to do all this kind of charity work, being social standing, so that your social standing is very high in life. Okay, those who have Ketu in this 10th house can also share their ideas and research that how Ketu is affecting you. And there is a very big transit happening, so you can let us know that if Ketu is by chance placed and you having a Ketu return, you can let us know that this is the kind of thing that will happen to you. Okay, do subscribe. Thank you, 11th house. Now, Ketu here gives additional sources of income and makes eternally optimistic. Religious instincts that help to come out every adversity. Very charitable and very well known due to unwavering capacity to work. Now, such people will shine too much in administrative jobs. And Rahu is in the fifth house, Rohit here. So remember, Rahu in the fifth house, again, it is in the house of Mahalakshmi. And Rahu is Upasak of Ma Durga and Ma, the Shakti of the female Shakti, the Adi Shakti. So it is going to give you extreme wealth. Whoever has, but such people can be cheated also, depending on the aspects of what Rahu is getting. Fifth house is the house of speculation. Such people will earn lot extreme money in stock markets or cryptocurrency and now whatnot new things, AI based tools, but also can be cheated and all the money can go away. Like you will, from billionaire, you will turn into zero. Okay. So here Ketu has the ability to give you a social standing, and suddenly people in the social circle come to you for a lot of advice because you are a person with a lot of wisdom. Such people come and ask people of such status that we are going through this. Can you give us some advice? So your socially people will be completely bothering you all the time. This is how Ketu is placed here. If such placement you have in your chart, do let us know so that it is a very big point of research. Only personal real data can be researched, not the bookish data. You have to understand that something happening with your personal life is very much important than rather reading something in the book and saying, oh, this is what it will happen. No. Okay, so please let us know. And also, if you're watching the video for the first time, do subscribe because we are making a series of videos so you do not miss this out. 12th house, Rohitji. Now, the best placement of Ketu, if we say 12th house. Huh? This person is very introvert, isolated, and spiritual, completely spiritual. The person will be on the door to moksha. If by chance they have Ketu in the 12th house in Navamsha, that is the results of your life, the ninth division of your chart, you are going to get moksha. Okay, Rohitji. Now, such people will be inclined towards solitude to avoid unnecessary drama. Whatever is happening in the world, whoever is doing what, they will say, I don't care. I don't care. This is what these people say. Such people are completely devoted towards God, and such people, if the planetary position is completely good and very good aspects Ketu is receiving. For example, if Jupiter is in the sixth house and Ketu is by chance in the 12th house of Pisces, such people, Guruji, such people will get moksha, as well as they will become one of the greatest occultist or astrologers of all time. Great test. I'm saying great test. So very important. That I feel, I don't remember now, but I feel that KN Rao sir is Libra ascendant and his Ketu is in his 12th house. And Rahu is in the 6th house, if I'm not because I remember that he bought the doggy, his doggy, when his Rahu was transiting over the natal Ketu in the 12th house. I feel this is what it is. I don't remember it at this moment, but yes, such people become greatest of great of all times. Which goat, they become goat. Ketu here has the ability to open spiritual path. Such people can become very good healers also. They can touch you and heal you. They have that power of Kundalini flowing through them. They just need to invoke it. Again, like I told you in the previous chapter, where Hanumanji, he had a lot of energies, but only Jambatji told him. Then he got to know that, oh, I am so powerful, because you have to invoke your energy. And this is what Ketu has to do in your 12 houses for you. Now, those who are watching this for the first time, do subscribe and let us know if Ketu is in your 12,000. What kind of feeling do you have? Okay, I have a very good perspective today because of a what we say of a comment. It's that girl said that why all the astrologers keep saying that money in there is spending only when we see the 12th house. That spending can be due to marriage also. Yes, you are. It's absolutely right. So this added a new perspective. So no one is like param gyani or antar gyani, right? We learn from each other, and that is what your comment made me. And you will be watching the 12th house because somehow there is some connection with you in the 12th house. That's why you watch that. So you will be watching right now. So you please make sure that I have noted it, and yes, I will keep into consideration that the now the spending can be related to foreign education, your marriage, and so many things that are associated with the planet that is aspecting the 12th house, right? With medical expenses, law expenses, marriage expenses, happiness expenses, or what you say, um, unhappy, like expenses out of grief. Okay. So, Rohitji, this is for the 12 houses. Those who are watching this for the first time, do subscribe and let us know if we can come of any use because you're family members now. And another thing which I want to tell you is that Rahu and Ketu are transiting on 30th of October, Rohitji, this year. And this can also let them know that if Rahu and Ketu are placed in their chart according to this placement, then they can you know they can hope for such kind of events happening in their life.
Right. Lots of event happening, and the Ketu, as you explained, I find that 12th house is a great house for Ketu, for spiritualism, for astrology, and for your karmas also. Great placement. And if you want to know about the placement of your planets, because this is individual placement, so many conjunctions and everything, so you can just consult Akashji. And the one thing what I want to say you that Akashji is starting classes from next month, astrology for beginner classes, and this is I think win-win situation for you if you want to learn astrology with all new perspectives and with his practical knowledge. Then this is a golden chance. And the good thing is that the people who will enroll before 16th of September, they will get a free consultation from Akashji. So I think this is what you can get here. You are getting astrology knowledge also and a free consultation also. Only for those who are enrolled for this course before 16th September. So this is golden opportunity. And always I say that lots of question people ask in live when we do on Saturdays that where I will relocate. the astrocartography and the career consultation also. But the astrocartography, I think the best thing with which you can know where you can do well and in which thing you will do well is a career. So career consultation we specially designed for the people who are 60 years, 50 years, 40 years, any age group, or you are in ninth class only. Then also career consultation is very important. So for consultation related and astrology related classes related things, you can mail or WhatsApp your details here or go to our website. You will get all details there and team will contact you. Thank you very much for subscribing, for sharing videos. Keep blessing ACS Pro and we will meet you in some next live or video. Akashi, thank you very much for such
Thank
insightful
you.
and research video. Thank you very much. Ram Ram Akashi.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Mata.